Alright, let's look at the snatch here first. Okay, so one thing you really need to do off the ground is start with a lot more control. See how much your body is moving without the bar, all of this? This is awful for control of the bar. Really need to emphasize off the ground, especially as a beginner, you have to have the utmost control over the barbell. Doing this is really hampering your control over the bar. So this needs to, immediately, you have to change that. What I would say is right about here, maybe here, this is where your static start position should be. So you notice there's no motion blur here or anything. This is when you're nice, you're starting, but back is tight. I want you to be exactly like that, only up here. Okay? So next, so you're really tugging and pulling on it, and now you can see how it's pulling you down and everything because you have very little control because of all that. Really, once you start up here, things are going to be very, very different in a good way. So any of the problems afterward are not that big of a deal because they're going to be really different, perhaps gone, once you fix the start position. So really, I've said this a lot now, this start position has to be fixed. Can't be pulling up so much like that, trying to be so aggressive from the start. Stay like this, so right about here or here, right here. This position is how you need to come off the ground. Lots of control, nice and slow. Okay, so let's assume you do that now. This is all going to be different. Your chest is going to be up more. You're not going to look like this, so we're not even going to really worry about it. You're not going to be on your toes excessively like this, so again, we won't worry about that. Here you can see yourself leaning back to get under it. You want this torso straight up to get under. And you can really see how high you're actually catching it, and then you're just riding it all the way down. So, watching your slow motion, how, that pulls you forward and everything, yeah. So, I'm not even worried about anything else in this snatch right now. Fix that start position. Take it a ton slower off the ground. Really a ton slower. Way too fast off the ground. Let's look at the clean and jerk. It's basically the same thing going on in the clean and jerk now. This, again, this start position is probably the perfect one for you. Without, motion blur, this is where you want to be static. And then you go, again, you can see how this aggressive start is just pulling you way out of position. There's no need for it. You don't need all the speed off the ground. So it's just really creating problems for you in the whole lift. Again, way on the toes here. The bar is a bit forward. And on the dip as well, way too fast dipping down. You can see how, because of that, you come down and then you immediately lean forward. Come right here, and now watch as everything shifts forward, the weight's on the toes, your hips are actually pushing forward. Watch your entire body coming forward from this. Bar's a little forward here even. And make sure you recover with the back foot first. Alright, so don't mean to be mean or rude with this, but it's really just a very apparent problem, but very easy to fix. So that's very good. It's very, very easy to fix. You simply just go slower. you exert control. The speed is not that much about the speed of the bar as much as the speed of you getting under the bar. So nice and controlled here. In fact, let's do it right now. So I feel Jared Fleming shows how you need to have a lot of control over the bar from the start, and it's not about any ripping the bar off the ground or anything like that, especially for a beginner. I'm not saying you have to look like Jared Fleming when you lift, but as a beginner you definitely need to have a lot of control. So notice the speed and the rhythm in which he takes the bar off the ground, and then notice how when it's at his hips he's still not going so fast with the bar, but he is moving fast under the bar. Now if you watch him in slow motion, and again, not that you really, you shouldn't be copying Jared Fleming exact. He's not you, you're not him, and he's had much more experience. But just notice his timing for this. Notice how as his body is moving, so is the bar. Compared to that strong disconnect you had where your body was moving significantly without the bar moving. So again, it's very simple, and there's just one priority with this: slow it down off the ground. And in the jerk as well, nice, easy dip, slow, controlled. It doesn't mean very, very deep or anything, just easy dip, nice and controlled. As you stand up slightly, don't think about driving up, just think about standing up just a centimeter out of the dip, and then jump under as hard as you can.